On September 15, 2024, Sean Diddy Combs was arrested on charges of trafficking, racketeering, and abuse. Now, old rumors about his involvement in the tragic murders of Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur are resurfacing. Let us do a breakdown of celebrities reacting to Diddy's involvement in the two most tragic murders in hip-hop history. Eminem is known to make bold disses at people in the music industry. The rap god isn't immune to beefs, and Diddy has been on the receiving end of this more than once. They weren't as severe as recently, though. For more than 20 years, there have been speculations, rumors, and accusations aimed at P. Diddy for the murders of Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, and Tupac Shakur. The violent rivalry between the record labels these two rappers belonged to led to their murders in 1996 and 1997. Tupac Shakur was shot 4 times in the chest by an unidentified attacker in a drive-by shooting. Only 6 months later, Biggie, who used to be friends with Tupac before turning rivals after he signed to Diddy's label Bad Boy Records, was also shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. Their murders still remain a mystery because bits and pieces are missing. However, with the current development of things, they might not be for much longer. The man who got charged for calling the shots on Tupac's murder, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, has allegedly been repeating it for years that Diddy was involved in Biggie and Tupac's murders. Even though there is still no evidence that ties Diddy to their murders, celebrities have been giving their opinions on his possible involvement. This is largely because Sean Diddy Combs is the only man among the people close to the late rappers who was never charged, arrested, or investigated for their deaths. In his latest album, The Death of Slim Shady, Eminem decided to attribute a verse questioning P. Diddy's role in the murders. In his diss track, Fuel Remix, Eminem connected Diddy to Biggie and Tupac's murders, but made sure to make it questionable. He also said that he wasn't trying to start a fight with Diddy because he was worried that Sean Combs might put a hit on him, referencing Keefe D's accusation that Diddy had paid him to take out the late rappers. He rapped, "So who'll be picked next? Whose name gonna be next up?" Notorious B.I.G.'s death was the domino effect of Tupac's murder. Like facial tissue, whose clock should I clean next? Puffs. Tilly's in police handcuffs, guilty, will he step up? Like G never turned himself in. Who knows all the murders there'll have been? Do not test like an essay. Why? Cause like they're my homies out west. Ah yeah. We can't just say what. I'm like an R-A-P-E-R. I got so many S-A's, wait. He didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? Yep, R.I.P., rest in peace. Biggie and Pac, both of y'all should be living. Yep, but I ain't trying to beef with him cause he might put a hit on me like Keefe D. Get him, and that's the only way you're gonna be killing me. Nah, ain't gonna be on no beat. Silly, yeah. Eminem also referenced the claims of sexual assault that Cassie Ventura leveled against P. Diddy in her lawsuit against him late last year. Eminem seems to take shots at P. Diddy based on what he sees and hears. How does it compare to a man who was a witness to the murder of one of the biggest rappers in all of hip-hop history?
You have anything on you, sir?
For a long time, Dwayne Keefe D. Martins had been hated around the world for being the man charged with calling the shots on Tupac's death. Now that Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested, he is back to saying that Sean had a huge role to play in the murders of Tupac and Biggie. A member of the Pierce Gang in Compton, California, Orlando Anderson was spotted by one of Suge Knight's associates when Tupac, Suge, and the associates at Death Row Records attended a Mike Tyson boxing match. As it turned out, Anderson and other members of the gang had tried to rob this associate earlier in 1996. Because of this, Shakur attacked Anderson in retaliation until security broke them up. Later that night, Tupac was shot and passed away 6 days later. Because of the brawl they had earlier, Anderson was considered a suspect, but he was only interviewed once. Unfortunately, Anderson was killed 2 years later in a gang shooting, and that ended as a cold lead. 22 years later, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was Anderson's nephew, was interviewed for the documentary Unsolved, when he claimed he was in the car where the shots that killed Tupac were fired from. Keefe D. said that Anderson DeAndre Smith, another member of Pierce, had been sitting in the back of the white Cadillac and the shots came from there. He refused to say which of these two men shot Tupac.
You have anything on you, sir?
On September 29, 2023, Keefe D. was arrested as the orchestrator of Tupac's murder. He pleaded not guilty and was granted $750,000 bail, but was placed on house arrest. Eventually, Keefe D. started to reveal more details to the public, and eventually he started hinting at P. Diddy's involvement in the murder of Tupac. According to Keith D, P. Diddy put out a bounty on the heads of Tupac and the CEO of Death Row Records, Marion Suge Knight, because he was scared of them. After Tupac was shot, Keith D claimed that P. Diddy had come to meet him, and when he found out that Keith D had a hand in his shooting, he was happy. In his memoir titled Compton Street, Keith D alleged that Diddy was the one who ordered the hit during a day out in New York over sandwiches and champagne.
You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million. He agrees. You shake on it or something like that.
Yeah.
What happened?
Gentleman, he like, man, we'll wipe their ass out quick. You know, it's nothing.
Who brought up the amount of $1 million?
Shit.
In the book, Keith wrote that P. Diddy was furious after Tupac released the Hit 'Em Up diss track and wanted him out of the picture. Keith went on to claim that Diddy had offered him $1 million to take out Tupac and Suge Knight. Suge Knight is currently serving 28 years in prison for pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter after a hit and run in 2007. Suge Knight himself also reportedly had tips for P. Diddy on how to survive jail if he was scared of being poisoned. According to insider information, Diddy allegedly stopped eating because of the fear of being poisoned and has now been kept on a suicide watch. Keith D, on the other hand, believes that Diddy deserves much more because of his alleged accusations. Keith D also claimed that Biggie's death was orchestrated by P. Diddy because Diddy refused to release Biggie from his contract, and Biggie Smalls went over him to talk Clive Davis into releasing him from his contract. Biggie wanted publishing rights to his own music, but P. Diddy refused to give it to him. Now Keith D has allegedly been revealed as an informant on Diddy. If there is evidence that Diddy had anything at all to do with Tupac and Biggie's deaths, Keith D will most likely be on the list of people to testify against him. While Keith D seems eager to drag P. Diddy down with him, Lil Cease maintains that Diddy should be treated as innocent until proven guilty. However, this isn't all there is to it.
When we stopped at the light, I see some chicks on the curb. Me yelling out the window, yo, mom, what's up? Yo, what's good?
Lil Cease, whose real name is James Lloyd, was a member of Junior Mafia, a rap group that was mentored by Biggie Smalls. Lil Cease soon became Biggie's hype man and continued doing this until the rapper's murder in 1997. Since his murder, Lil Cease continued to work on Biggie's posthumous albums by filling them with unreleased tracks the world has not seen of the rapper. Ever since the first lawsuit that P. Diddy was slammed with, rumors that he was also guilty of other crimes beyond the ones he was charged with swirled around. Another person who had something to say, particularly about P. Diddy's alleged involvement, was Lil Cease. At the time that Tupac accused Biggie of setting up the 1994 shooting, Lil Cease supported Biggie even though it seemed like P. Diddy and Biggie had orchestrated the shooting. Biggie's death was never solved, and Lil Cease ended up shedding light on what happened. Together with the accusations that P. Diddy had provided intel to his shooter about where he was going to be, Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, also had something to say.
And I say, yo, Puff, I got some intel, brother. He ain't never heard me ever tell him not to go nowhere. And I didn't tell him not to go nowhere that night. I said, Puff, I got some intel. The guys are coming to kill us tonight. He said, Gene, I don't want to hear that shit.
Gene Deal had reportedly told Diddy that they weren't supposed to go to the after-party hosted by Vibe and Quest Records because people looking to avenge Tupac were looking for him and Biggie. Allegedly, Biggie didn't want to go to the party, but Diddy refused and forced Biggie to attend.
We get out, Puff pull out first. We pull out behind him. He blow past the light. We stopped at the light. When we stopped at the light, I see some chicks on the curb. Me yelling out the window, yo, mom, what's up? Yo, what's good? And before you know it, a car just rolled up, started popping in the car. Didn't say nothing, didn't yell nothing, just pop, 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 pop.
Lil Cease even revealed that P. Diddy's car had gone ahead of them. Lil Cease, Biggie, and a security detail were in the car when their vehicle stopped at a red light. However, Lil Cease claimed that they had passed the red light before Biggie's driver was made to stop. It was at this stop that the unidentified killer shot Biggie. Ironically, Biggie was also shot 4 times in the chest and died 30 minutes later. Gene Deal, supporting what Lil Cease seemed to have implied, claimed that the shooting was not a drive-by and that the killer had been waiting for Biggie. Gene and Lil Cease have also implied that P. Diddy had something to do with Biggie's death because he started writing songs for other artists to own publishing rights. All the publishing rights to Biggie's music were owned by Diddy, and even when Biggie offered to buy them, P. Diddy refused. Despite this, Lil Cease is now saying that he is hoping that an investigation into Diddy helps him and Biggie's family find some sort of closure. Despite claiming to have strong suspicions that Diddy was involved in his mentor's murder, Lil Cease is choosing to treat Diddy as innocent until proven guilty. While Lil Cease is waiting to see if Diddy will confess, the remaining family of Tupac Shakur have plans to investigate the rumors that Diddy planned the rapper's murder.
Tupac's family has reportedly decided to investigate the rumors that Diddy was involved in the late rapper's murder. On Monday, July 29th, TMZ reported that some of Pac's relatives...
Internet users have come out to say that the recent development in the investigation surrounding Tupac's murder has taken too long. This development occurred after the lawsuit against P. Diddy revealed that he had threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car and the latter's car exploded in his driveway. According to TMZ, Tupac's still living relatives retain attorneys and a team of investigators to look into Diddy's role in Tupac's murder. After Keefe D alleged that Diddy offered to pay $1 million for Keefe D and his gang members to hit Tupac, his family decided to investigate the situation. Even though the police officer didn't take Keefe D seriously, Tupac's family members feel like there might be something to the claim, and if there is, Diddy will be charged in relation to Tupac's murder.
That Puff offered to pay him to kill Pac in the 90s. Keefe D claimed in a police interview in 2009 that Diddy offered him $1 million to kill both Suge Knight and Tupac at the height of Bad Boy's beef with Death Row Records in the mid-1990s and paid half the money.
The attorneys in question are Alex Spiro and Christopher Clore. In a police interview, Keefe D claimed that Diddy had paid $500,000 to Eric Von Zip after only Tupac died. Allegedly, P. Diddy had offered $500,000 each for Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur. Nothing much has been said since then, so it's only fair to assume that investigation is still underway. P. Diddy's story is just unfolding, but the next video reveals even more shocking cases that have reached their dramatic conclusions. Get ready for more gripping moments that will leave you speechless, coming up in the next video.